Okay, I'm getting ready to start the bar top for the kitchen counter here on our kitchen remodel. I'm going to stand up here where you can kind of see the whole the plywood. There's 3 levels to this countertop. This is the bar, the island, so this will be where we have a bar chair set around here. And I have my hot water heater, radiant electric hot water, 30-gallon hot water heater under there. I've got all my plumbing parts for the radiant in there. But I'm getting ready to do the bar top. So I just wanted to show you. This is probably, let me see how long this. Okay, this is approximately 8 feet by 6 feet. Look at there, or 5 feet. 8 by 5. So anyway, this is the bar eating area that we'll have. We probably won't use it very much, but it'll be there. And of course, I think I've showed you on another video that I brought the dishwasher up about 12 inches so that when you open and unload the dishwasher, you're not right on the floor. So this is just temporary, so we don't have the countertop on here. So this is an old countertop that was in the kitchen. We just put the sink over here. We're going to put a different top over here. I don't know what. We may put marble, or may put quartz, or may do something different that I haven't figured out yet. So right now we're working on the this part, and so I've got some walnut boards out in the workshop I've had for probably 20 or 30 years. So I'm going to rip them down. I've already started ripping some of them down here. And I'm going to put them right here like this. I'm going to dovetail them, probably get a dovetail and dovetail each one of these in together. And I've got to sand all these. I sanded this one just to kind of get it looking good. So I'll sand all these, and then of course these will go straight across. And then my wife said something about putting an insert here, so we're going to check on that and see if we can come up with something for that. But anyway, so let me get started on this, and I'll step you through. I'm trying to make something that's a little bit more unique and different than what you might normally see. Plus, try not to overspend too much money. So 5 by 8 is 40 feet, 40 square feet, right? 5 by 8, yeah. So 40 square feet, and if we keep it under, maybe $500 or $600 for the whole project would be great. Maybe less than that, because this walnut, I've had it a long time. I think you can pick up walnut for wholesale about $10 a board foot. So 10, so that'd be $400 worth of just walnut on this thing. But if you had to go buy it, so whatever you want to use. But anyway, so let me keep working, and we'll look at it here in a second. Okay, I've been working on getting the counter ready, and my wife said something the other day. She said it'd be nice to have a piece in the center of the counter because we have, let me show you. We have this piece of coca-cola wood hanging on the wall, and she was thinking about taking this and putting it in the counter, and I said, oh no, I have to go get something. So I ran over to the a place I pick up some wood sometimes, and they have some exotic woods, but occasionally they have some other wood. This is walnut. This is a live edge piece, and it's pretty rough, but we're going to incorporate it into the counter. And I picked this piece up. This is walnut. Picked it up for 60 bucks, so it wasn't too bad. I've got a lot of walnut already out in my workshop that I'm going to use that I'm using. You've already seen it. I'm using it for the counter, but this walnut piece is going to fit perfect in there. But anyway, I've just brought it home. It's real rough. I'm going to clean it all up, take all the bark off here, and because it's not going to be needed. And so anyway, let me clean it up, and that'll be part of the we're going to put that right into the counter, and it's going to look real sharp. Okay, I put the piece that we got at the store, at the wood store, the live edge piece, walnut, right here in the center. So I've sanded the edges roughly. I don't want to sand it too much because I want to be able to see the bark of the live edges around the piece, so I don't want to overdo it. So anyway, it's sitting here. We've got it, I'm going to probably use some furniture screws to lock it down to the plywood base. This is 1.5 inches. I got 3/4 inch and 3/4 inches. I used 2 pieces, and I put some braces under here to hold the weight so it doesn't bow around, and so you can kind of see what I did there. I think I've got a little bit of a bow right here. I'm going to have to shim that up a little bit and get some of that out and screw it down a little better. So anyway, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to get started on ripping all the walnut pieces and then start sanding them. And I think I said I was going to dovetail these, but I meant I was going to use a biscuits on them and biscuit them together. And then I'm going to wind up using some kind of unique stuff here, so I'll get to it and we'll look at it here in a little bit after I get started. So anyway, there we go. Let's start. All right, I'm working on the counter, putting the walnut pieces in. I'm using some trim screws to screw down in between the pieces. So as you can see here, this is got a little spot in here. I'm doing a biscuit, putting some biscuits in between. So, and then there's no screws in the top pieces, and all this is going to be filled in. It's going to look really nice, just starting out on the edge here. So just wanted to show you that little update, and all this is going to be trimmed off, this edge, so don't say, oh man, that's pretty crooked. It's crooked, but it's going to get trimmed. So anyway, just wanted to show you that little bit. So then we'll get on to the next. Okay, I just got through getting all the strips on the walnut screwed down, and I'm cutting out. I use these straight through because I didn't want to lose my my straight lines going through here, so I've got pretty straight lines going through. So I'm cutting out for the walnut insert, the live edge piece that I'm going to put in. So this has all been done. I sanded a lot of these. I've got to come back and sand these. So anyway, but it's looking pretty nice. I've used the trim screws to screw a lot of these boards down. So, and then my biscuits too. So anyway, there it is. It's looking pretty sharp. Still a lot of work to do, but anyway, let me keep working, and we'll look at it here again shortly. Okay, I got the all the slats in. I don't have them all trimmed off. I put my live edge board in, and so that's a walnut live edge. I had to put a 3/8 inch piece of plywood underneath it to level it up to the same level as this here. So anyway, got a lot of sanding to do, And I got to finish all the trim around the outside. I haven't put that on yet. Still missing some stuff around here. We'll cut all this, get it all trimmed out. But anyway, it's looking, it's going to look really nice. Trying to show you what it looks like right there. Still got to do the countertop. Still got a lot of work to do in this kitchen to finish it up. Did do the floor. Got the floor done. The refrigerator over here. Still haven't painted it. Still got work to do over there. But anyway, this is coming together very nice. And of course the tray ceiling over there that I did. And I think you've seen that. So anyway, coming down and looking at the bar top. So the counter with the 4 stools will be around here, so it's looking pretty sharp. That live edge is going to make it. And finishing it up. So let's wait for the next step and I'll look at it again. Okay, I just wanted to kind of do an update. I've got the outside trim in place. I haven't sanded it, and I've still got to sand all this. I've got the live edge piece in. This is the counter that we're working on, the bar top. And so I put all the, I used some walnut. This is 2 and I think 2 1/4 by 3 inches. So it looks pretty massive, but actually it's not. But so we're still working on. I put some holes in here and I'm going to have to patch all those. Got a lot of sanding. The live edge piece is in. It's going to look pretty nice. Let me see if I can get a little high angle here. Let you see it. So we've got that looking pretty sharp. So it's coming around here. Here's looking at this way. And this is just some vinyl that we put down here. This is all going to be a new counter over here, new countertop. We haven't got to that yet. Here's something that I did the other day that I thought was might be something. I put a hole in the counter. This isn't the real counter. It's going to be a granite countertop. And we put the trash can underneath there, so you can throw your trash right in here. And we'll put a lid on there or some kind of decorative cover to cover the hole, so you don't have to open the cabinet, but the cabinets is down here, so you can put the trash in there. Probably don't want to show you all my trash, but anyway. So there's the trash. There's the Brahms. We must have had ice cream over here. So anyway, that's an idea. If you're working on something, you might want to think about putting a hole like that and hiding your trash can so you don't have to see it. See, and eventually we'll get something like this, a lid like this to put over this. This one's too small, but get one later. Pick up some or make one, put it right here, and then you can take it out, put your trash in there. So it's you don't have to mess with that. That's something you might want to look at. So anyway, that's the counter. A lot of sanding yet left to do. Anyway, there's the live edge, so it's got to be sanded, stained, and then we're going to fill it in with some probably some stones and some other ideas that I've got. So we're going to look at it here shortly after we get it all sanded, and then we'll look at it and see how it looks and go to the next step. But anyway, it's looking very good. You can see how it's I think I've already told you it's how big it is. So anyway, there it is. Let me keep working and we'll look at it again shortly. Okay, I'm working on the bar top, and I'm sanding down everything around here. I filled in some of the with some wood putty into the holes that I made, and when I put the screws in. So I'm sanding everything down, getting it all smooth. Right now I'm using 80, and then I'm going to go to 120 and probably 220 and then 400 to finish it all off. So anyway, it's looking very good. And of course then we're going to come back with the design. I don't know if I went ahead, I made a test piece. And this is just a test piece right here that we're going to, this is what's going to be the look. And we're going to put in, hope you can see this. This is clear epoxy. Put some stones in here, chain, and some kind of half marbles or whatever they're called, drop glass black. I did this piece first. I tested it, and I put everything on the bottom, put the clear epoxy on it, and it doesn't pop as good. I put a layer of epoxy here, probably about 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, and then I put the stones and the chain and everything on top, and I put some gold leaf flakes in there, and gold leaf and rose gold flakes. So, and this one I did where I put the gold down into on the bottom, and then I put the stuff on top. Doesn't pop as good. This is the look I'm going to go with right here in the center. So, and this has been a natural coat of stain was put on here. So once it gets done, this is just a test piece, a little test board that I made. It's not the main, but I just threw it together to test how the epoxy was going to look. So anyway, this is what we're going to shoot for, and we're going to get it all sanded. Then we'll start doing the epoxy, and I'll show you how that as soon as we get it ready. Okay, I'm doing the counter, the bar top. I've already got everything. I've got it all sanded down pretty nice. I've got the filling in right here, around here. I got to fill in all these little cracks and holes. I'm using some wood glue to fill that in. I've got more to do, but I just wanted to show you how nice it's looking. As soon as I get all that done, I've got it sanded down pretty good. I sanded it with 80 grit, then I went down to 120, and it's pretty smooth. And now it's going to have a coat of a clear epoxy all over it, so it's going to look, it'll be as real smooth then. So I wanted to show you on this live edge, I left some of the bark right here on it, so it's a little more natural. I could have knocked all that off, but I thought, no, I'm leaving that on there because it's going to be underneath the clear epoxy, and it's going to look real nice. I'm going to go around here in the center, right around the live edge part of my walnut board that I have here. I'm going to put a little black in the epoxy, so I'm going to fill this up to this level with black, and then I'll come back and put the just like I did on the test piece, and put the chain, the rocks, and the flattened glass in there before I finish it up. But let me get it all. I'm going to give it a light dusting, fill in these little places where the epoxy could leak out. Right here you can actually see right through this one. So I've got to seal that. I don't want to really fill this in up this way. I want to fill it in down there, so I've got to get something down there to seal that. I'm not sure what I've been trying to use some wood glue and put it in there, but there's probably something better. Anyway, very nice on the bar top. Got a lot of my tools up here, and the epoxy and stuff that I'm going to use, but anyway, it's going to look really nice when I get it through. Really impressed with, lucky to find this piece of walnut that's fit right in there. So anyway, let me do the next step, get it stained, and then we'll look at it again. Okay, I'm using some Minwax. This is transparent natural that I'm using on this walnut because I want mainly the walnut to show. So this is pretty stinky stuff, so I've opened all the windows, the door, got a good breeze coming through here. And I'm just putting a little bit of this on there to get the look of the walnut coming through. And so you can see it there. I'm doing the live edge piece first. Bringing out the walnut hardwood right in the center. The sapwood's a little bit lighter, which is fine. Okay, we got the stain all put on, the natural. We're going to let it dry, and then we'll start doing the epoxy. On top of that, I want you to notice the colors of this match the end colors of our kitchen cabinets that I put in. So we still got to do painting all the trim and finishing all the trim around the top of the cabinets. But anyway, that's the end cap of the counter, and we have the matching end cap on the other end. I can't see it from here, but anyway. So that color is going to blend right in, and then the epoxies. We're going to put the epoxy decorations in here next. We're going to let this dry real good, and then we'll step on to the next step. See you shortly. Okay, I've already stained everything. I showed that to you, and then I poured the black epoxy around the live edge walnut board. So this is going to be I'm going to put some gold leaf flakes in there, gold and rose gold flakes into that channel. Once I get it, and once it sets up, I'm going to put another clear coat to raise this level. I don't think you can see very good right here. I want this level right here to be the same, so that's going to have to come up a little bit. So anyway, that's got that. That's the black, but we got to add some more. I put 2 pours on that, and I'm gonna let it dry and do another pour, and then it should be level with right here. So I want it to get it level. So anyway, let's wait for the next pour, and then we'll look at it again. Okay, I got the black epoxy going around the live edge piece that's in the center. I've got some that's kind of running over a little bit. I'll have to take some of that out after it sets up a little bit. But anyway, looks very good. It's got the black all the way around the live edge. So on to the next step. Okay, I put a little coat of epoxy down here. I put about 1/4 of an inch. I put my glass marbles in. I put them in random. Then I came back and I let that set up. And then I came back and I put my pitcher jasmine stone that I have. I have tiger eye in here. I have blue tiger eye, red tiger eye. There's a little bit of amethyst in here. So I use that in each channel. So, and then I came around the black, on the black of the live oak, live walnut edges, and I put in some gold leaf, and it's rose gold, and some of it's kind of sticking up, which is fine because the next coat is going to take it down into the second coat. I got a little bit of where to show you? Oh, right here it is. I got a little bit of a gold leaf over here, but I'm going to leave it so it'll all blend in together. So anyway, I've got the stones in each channel, and now I'm going to put the next coat of epoxy on. This coat is about 1/4 of an inch, and so the next coat I'm going to put is going to be approximately 1/4 inch, maybe a little more. Try to get those stones kind of underneath. But I've still got to, I'm going to add my chain. I've got to cut this chain, put in each channel, and the gold leaf. So I've got my chain here. I've got more chain here that I've bought. So I'm going to cut that and put that in. I'll show it to you after I get the chain put in, and we'll put the gold leaf in before we put the next layer of epoxy on. So looking very good. Let me get to the next step. Okay, we got the gold chain put in, and we're working on putting the gold flake in. So we're kind of using some parchment paper to keep to kind of guide it so it doesn't get on the other. So we're putting in, and I have my daughter helping me on this, and she's putting in the gold leaf. And I said the same person should do the gold leaf over the whole thing so that it looks the same all the way through, and not having one a little heavier handed and one a little lighter handed. So anyway, as soon as she gets that on, we're going to pour the next layer of epoxy. So now you hear our Cocker Spaniel over here. She's giving a good bark. She just got through having 7 puppies last week, so she's had the privilege of being in the house, and she's a good little dog. And anyway, we usually don't keep her in the house, but she's in the house this week, or at least for a couple of weeks, or maybe 3 weeks, who knows. Anyway, let me get back to the countertop here. Okay, we've got the all the chain in, the gold leaf in, we've got the stones in. We put a second coat of epoxy on top, and so it needs another probably 2 more coats to get it complete, but it's definitely looking very nice with this everything that's so far. We're going to let this all set up, and then tomorrow we'll finish up the last 2 coats of epoxy, and then we should have it all done. Looking very nice. Hope you can see the detail in it with the chain. And this is crystal clear epoxy, so it's definitely shining pretty good. I think it'll look better when it's complete, but anyway, it's looking very nice right now. Back tomorrow. Okay, I just finishing up on the counter, and this video is going to be about the counter. You're going to see it here at the end, but I wanted to remind y'all that a lot of my art you can see on my studio time pieces, and then I put them on Epoxy. I also take those hearts and design them onto the tennis shoe collection, so be sure and look at the links down below so that you can see more of my art, because this is a very artistic piece, and I hope that you enjoyed looking at it. And let me finish up the video here, and you'll see how I did it. Alright, I've just completed the bar countertop. Put the coats of epoxy on here. I used probably 6 gallons of epoxy on this counter. So we got the live edge oak piece, the oak here, we have the chain, the gold leaf, everything's in here. Turned out gorgeous. Of course, if you have any questions on this particular countertop that you need, that maybe you want to do one for yourself, feel free to put it in the comments, or if you really have a question, you need some more advice, give me a call and I'll answer any of those questions. Anyway, stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to probably do a video on the beams, ceiling beams, because that's a good one, and you'll enjoy that, and how to make ceiling beams for not a lot of cost, and that's what we're always after. Anyway, the cost of this whole project, I'm going to say, I've got the chain, which was about $90. I'm going to say underneath $1,000 because I have the chain, $90. This piece of wood was $60. I've got all the walnut wood that I had, so I'm not going to pay for that or count that in the thing. I've got the gold leaf. So the gold leaf was about $14. Some little black marbles. The epoxy was almost $400. So I think that you could easily say underneath $1,000 to do this bar. And it definitely is now that I've finished it, it's almost like you don't even want to use it. It's like a piece of art right in the middle of the kitchen. So I don't know how often we're going to use it, but it's definitely a showpiece here in our kitchen. So anyway, have a blessed day. Keep walking with Jesus, and have a blessed day.